Namaste, welcome to Courtroom. First and foremost, congratulations that you made it to the Faculty of Law. Now, the immediate question that comes to mind is, how do you tackle your semester examinations? And we have some certain tools here which you will need to buy and invest in to clear your semester exams. First and foremost are Bear Acts. So, what are Bear Acts? If you have coached with us at Courtroom/TLOI, in the offline batches you have these, in the online batches you have the digital versions. To the online folks, I suggest that you buy out the offline version. So they belong to different publishers. Universal hai, Law and Justice wale hai, but don't buy all of them out at once. Stick to your semester. So what is the syllabus for your semester? I'll just put a screenshot from the Faculty of Law website here. So the LB 101 series is your syllabus. So what you have to do is that I'll just read out the syllabus for you. So for your jurisprudence, contracts, torts, crime and family law 1, so you buy the associated Bear Acts for this semester. So 101 se leke 105, 5 subjects, that is your first semester. Then 201 se 205 ki series, second semester, similarly 301 onwards. Also you buy these and do not attend any class without these, because it's impossible that you'll be able to understand anything. Law entirely depends on, well, the law as it is, and it is given in the Bear Act. If your aim in judiciary is, basically your aim is judiciary rather, I suggest that you, instead of going for these ones, save some money and buy the DULLB versions if your aim is basically for judiciary in the Hindi belt states. Because what these Bear Acts do is they provide you the same law, the same statutes in English on one side, and then the same provisions here in Hindi. So it strengthens out your English and Hindi. This is only for the judiciary guys, primarily in the Hindi belt states, UP, Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, etc. This improves your reading of the law and perhaps adds on to your vocabulary. This you pretty much get to know after the second or third semester, and then you have to buy out these again in addition to these. So try to buy these out. Then what you have are your case material. The screenshot that I posted, so this is from my zamana, the 2013 wala era, in which we used to get printed materials. If the faculty opens in the offline mode, hopefully next semester, second semester, hopefully you get to see, well, your friends in college, you're going to be getting these. So they have waived off the fee for these. In the faculty, while taking admission, you must have seen that they've waived off the case material fee. They are going to charge again and give you these printed case mats. But not to worry, since they won't be handing it out to you, they have already uploaded the PDF versions on their website. Please download them and save to a folder. Then what do we need to do is, we'll just come back to the case mats, because that is how I'll be basically trying to tell you how do you tackle out your semester. I'll just keep the criminal law one on top because that is what I have to discuss. Then you have, well, then you have the books, right? Now, hang on here. So this is a perpetual debate that what is better, a book or a Dukki, as it's called, Dukki. So, well, these are the Dukkis that you have. Now, primarily they're of two brands. So one is single. So I'm not talking about the first sem only. I just picked out from my collection from back in the day. So this is single. This is primarily by a brand called Ascent, and it's Ashok Jain. These are widely popular. In fact, even in the judiciary preparation circuit, these are quite popular. And now the next question, obviously follow up, is which one is better, single or Ashok Jain? There is no clear-cut answer to this. So what you can do is that you can buy out one of each brand. So where do you get these first and foremost? So single wali milti hai at Dinker's bookstall. As soon as you enter into CLC's main gate, right on the left hand side, you have your primarily the first bookstall. If you give him my reference, he usually recognizes it. The other shop used to be Sardarji's, again outside of CLC. वहाँ पे अशोक जैन मिलती थी, but I think they stopped distributing to him. So there is, I think, Ascent Law Bookshop in Patel Chest. You can just Google it. I will, if I find the time, I'll leave all the links in the description. You can collect from there. If you need to figure out which one is best, so usually There is nothing known as best out of these two. For some subjects one brand is better, for some subjects the other brand is better, but that you will have to figure out on your own. So some people prefer Ashok Jain, which is fairly decent. Some people, which one do I have here? Some people prefer single. Well, I back in the day I bought out all of them, just a old habit. So now what is the difference? So teachers inside of the faculty are going to discourage you from using these, and there is a reason for that, and there's a very solid reason for that as well. So we are just going to pick up Criminal Law 1 of single and the widely popular book Pillai of IPC, Pillai on IPC rather. So once this is done, what is the difference? We'll just have to figure out what is the difference. So what this Dukki does is that it takes this book, it copies, pastes contents from here and condenses it as per your syllabus into a mini sort of a book. So it takes contents from here only, the contents are flowing, but they are in a very truncated, you can say short form. So these are very to the point, these are only good to get you through your semester exams, and everyone relies on them no matter what they say. Everyone relies on them. And I'll just show you the question paper as well of IPC just asked in the first sem, in that was conducted I think about 6 to 8 odd months back, whenever it was. So of the IPC we're going to be discussing IPC. So what books do is, and now what is the connection between the case mat and the books? All right, so when you open your case mats index, you will find that you have, for example, I don't know whether the camera will be able to focus here. So for example, here is offenses against property. So this, when you download the case mat, you are going to find these very cases, or they keep on editing and revising the cases. So offenses of theft, extortion, robbery and dacoity, they are saying 378, 379, the standard sections that are there. Then there is the case law of Pyarelal Bhargav versus State of Rajasthan. There is Jadunandan Singh versus Emperor. There is Sekar versus Arumugam, and then there is State of Karnataka versus, I won't even try to, Basave Gowda or something like that. Any which way. So these are the 4 cases that they have given in your case mat. So what the Dukki does is, it takes these 4 cases out from this book, gives you the theory of those relevant portions, and just ends the chapter right there. The book will contain, let us say, 50 odd more case laws. The book will contain recommendations by the Law Commission. The book will contain a lot more theory. Usually this is what you require for something such as the law optional or judiciary prep or higher grade LLM entrances, but this also gets you through the semester. So long form, short form. Now this depends on, invest in books only if you are looking to study quite in depth, and that is not necessarily a guarantee of higher marks in your semester examinations. And I'm being very extremely blunt with you here. This is no guarantee. I am a prime example myself. This is no guarantee, but it evolves your understanding of law, which will be appreciated maybe later on, maybe in a court of law, maybe later on when you're preparing for higher level law entrance examinations. So this choice I leave to you. If you are short on funds, skip the books, use the library, and then well rely on these, because what else option do you have? By the time that you will be reaching your 3rd semester, you will figure out a way to only crack your semester examinations via a case mat. Most of the people end up doing that as well, because theory pretty much by the time that you already know how to tackle a section, how to tackle a case. Now, so again, you know, torts, तो जब आप अपना torts का case mat देखेंगे, this will contain 2000 more odd cases. In the semester exams, do one thing and make sure that you do one thing, is that please do, while you're writing your answers, you have to mention the cases that are given in the case mat. This is your core syllabus. So for example, if we look at exception, or rather exception 1 to section 300, KM Nanavati and Catherine O'Donovan defenses for battered women who killed, that's the general, in fact, forget that. KM Nanavati versus State of Maharashtra, Emperor versus Dirajia, Garcibai versus the state, you have to under any circumstances mention these very cases. Whether you mention more cases from the book, well, matters, doesn't really matter, but these ones have to be mentioned in your answer. Now, having discussed all this, how do we write answers for the semester exams? And before I forget, these are, of course, these are books that are way beyond your first sem. I've already done a video on books. I will leave it up, the link in the I information card, whatever YouTube calls it. Now what happens generally is कि जी आपने ये अपना ये काम कर लिया. So what I'll do is I'll just post the IPC का question paper and just have a look at this question. This question number 5, Vineet, a guard posted in Delhi Cant. So what you will do is you can pause the lecture here right now, read the question, and push the play button back up again to make full use of this session. So hopefully now you're back after reading the question. So in this answer, after reading this entire situation, since this is an OBE answer, so question papers, these are not the question papers that I have tackled before. So since this is an OBE, that is an open book exam, they are trying to ask open-ended questions. So earlier, what used to be the case was similar question used to be asked, but purely from the case mat. So they used to change the names, etc. They used to keep similar facts, maybe try to change a little bit of facts here and there, and then ask you your opinion. So in this very case law, when you write the answer, do make sure that you explain section 378, you explain the ingredients, you explain movable property, you explain possession, you list out a couple of illustrations as well from the Bare Act, and you explain the case laws as they exist in your 2021-2022 case material that is listed on DU's website. So you have to explain the section, you have to explain at least 2 to 3 case laws per answer. So they cannot go on and on, as in your answer cannot be extremely lengthy that you are talking about each and every tiny, minute detail about each and every case. No, you have to explain the ratio of the case coupled with a bit of facts, and make sure that you are mentioning at least 2 to 3 cases from your case mat in your answer. All right, and since these are now, well, open book exams, you won't find these answers on Google or any of these books or Dukkis. You will have to explain the section, the case from your case mat. If you want to add more cases, then books come to your rescue. And what you have to do is you have to explain to the examiner that you have understood the law and its application by a judge. So if, for example, let us say that there is some ambiguity in a provision of law, for example, attempt के अंदर हम लोग एक केस करते हैं, अभयानंद मिश्रा वाला केस है. So that case is hinging on the boundary of when does preparation end and attempt begin. So you will have to explain to the examiner that. And please check the LLBX playlist on this channel. You will find that each and everything, not 100%, but up to about 70% is already covered on this very channel in the LLBX playlist. So you have books, you have answer writing, you have how to tackle your semester. I have also worked on a lot of case laws that are there in your syllabus already on the channel. So when we started out TLOI, it used to be called as Teaching Laws of India, then we rechristened it to TLOI Academy. Now we are Courtroom by TLOI. We keep on changing and evolving. So the main aim was to work on semester level examinations, but since well, YouTube wasn't exactly very supportive, so we had to shift our base. And since I really like to teach, I thought I'll do a good job in the coaching scenario as well, so I shifted here. But primarily, if you see all the older work on this channel in the LLBX playlist, you will find mostly each and every detail that you need to sail through your semester exams in that very playlist. So I'll put the screenshot here. All right, so short forms of books are, well, Dukkis, they do the job, not in depth. Of course, that is why teachers don't like them. To be very honest. And Barracks, you have to buy whichever brand. So I think Dinkarwala these days is selling this Law and Justice. Usually this yellow rang ki kitab is usually universal वगैरह तो is the most common thing, right? And Judiciary वाले पहले से जिनकी एम है वो डिग्लॉट में इन्वेस्ट कर लें. केस मैट पढ़ना ही पढ़ना है. केस मैट के ऊपर फैकल्टी ऑफ लॉ चलती है यूजली. इवन सिंस यू आर इन एन ऑनलाइन बैच द फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर, दैट इज reading the case mat a bit on your own may just be overwhelming at first, but you will get the hang of it. वो मिर्ज़ापुर में लाइन क्या है कि वो शुरू मजबूरी में किए थे, अब मज़ा आ रहा है, ऐसा ही कुछ होने वाला है और 2 से 3 महीने में. Alright, so hopefully this has been of help to you. Hopefully there's some guiding light that now you have, and that's how you tackle a semester, when you explain well the law as it is and why it is to the examiner, and why are we studying that very provision of law, why is that mentioned in your case mat. Whatever is mentioned in your case mat, buddy, whatever cases that are mentioned, do connect them with the answer that you're writing for your semester exam, so that the examiner knows, because teacher ही है ना अंदर का, so he knows कि आपने case mat पढ़ा है. Case mat is king, right, for the faculty of law. एंड केस मैट नहीं मेंशन करेंगे, कुछ अजीब से ऊल जलूल केस अगर आप लिख भी आएंगे, एग्जामिनर डजंट नो एंड नोबडी हैज द टाइम टू लुक देम अप. नोबडी विल लुक देम अप. मे बी दे जस्ट डिडक्ट मोर मार्क्स एंड दे डिटेक्ट दैट यू आर राइटिंग फिक्शन इन द नेम ऑफ लॉ हियर. ऑलराइट, सो बुक्स, जो ज़्यादा पढ़ने लिखने में विश्वास करते हैं उनके लिए बुक्स, और बुक्स के साथ भी जिनको अगर ज़्यादा एग्जाम से जस्ट पहले अपनी वो दुक्की का काम कर लेते हैं, तो वो सब लोग मिक्स एंड मैच एक कॉम्बो यूज़ करते हैं. And you will have to decide on the brand that you wish to take. And case mat ke cases in your answers, especially those cases that are mentioned in your case mat, provisions of law, and you will sail through your semester exams. All right, wishing you all the very best. Hope to see offline classes resume in the second semester, and congratulations again at clearing this coveted exam. And have a great 3-year journey ahead. Explore the LLBX playlist. It will really help you a lot. All right, take care. Bye.